Good day, everyone. Let's talk about interesting stuff which relates to security. Please excuse me, I'm trying to do one-shot attempt to explain everything. Um, on this picture, you see default schema or default interactions between the user and the public services. The concern I'm going to highlight and talk you through today is simple concern. Your data is not private and don't use public services. And I will show you how that information can be exposed against you. Yeah, so let's start with the user. So we are the user. We are having our precious data. We are like, for some reason, we decided that we are going to share with that data, or like post some picture on internet, Facebook, warm and fuzzy, Instagram, Twitter, whatever you are into. And we're like submitting that information for, in some cases we understand that it is completely public, in some cases it's we think that it's not, but it's already, we already talked about a lot of this scenario in interaction. It's not interesting. The interesting part is that we are usually, as a workers somewhere, we're always using a software. Especially now, we will be using a software a lot, working remotely. That will be our life soon. That, believe me. So, and most of the software doing a great job, but that there is some of the software which actually use third-party services for imagery storage, for storing images, for imagery processing, and they are submitting your information to the third party, which could be even the social networks. So, so I'm the user. I'm using some marketing software. I'm heavily relying on that software. I'm doing my marketing job. Like, that software could be a SaaS. That software could be installed on my machine, Mac, Windows, whatever. And not knowing that, I could have potentially um, a situation where my data submitted. So that's, in some cases it's okay, but that information could be exposed because of the security, because of the way how those services protects your data. And let's talk about that real quick. So I will talk about the product which I'm developing right now. This is my product, and part of that code uh, I can share with you guys. So it's not a like the real code. It's a kind of compilation of some of the work we had there, and I will show you how even that small piece of the puzzle can do a lot of the damage. I have my own Twitter account. I will post the link so you will see exactly what I'm talking about. For the last like couple of days, I collected a lot of the samples. Quickly jump in to the code. So what I'm sharing right now, it's a Jupyter notebook. So for those of you guys who not an engineer or is not familiar with the Python or any ML techniques, it's probably something unknown, but it's yeah, I will explain you real quick on a high level what it is. So basically, it's a virtual environment in which you are writing a code, which is turns out to be a Python at that particular case, and that code is executed against your environment. So I have I've compiled real quick an example of what you can do, right? So here in the first section, I'm just importing a bunch of the libraries. Those are publicly available libraries. I'm not doing anything fancy stuff here. On the second thing, I'm just initializing those libraries, and interesting part here is I'm initializing the model, ResNet model for ResNet network, I would say, and then I'm using that model to better understand what's going on the pictures. Then there is a bunch of the functions. I will get back to them real quick. But then I'm just running the code. What the code does, even right now, it should be, yeah. What it's doing, it is taking images from a public service. In that particular case, there are few public services, but let's talk about the print screen. So the PR antstr.com, it's a publicly available service. If you will go there, you will understand what it does. It's basically allows you to publish or post a picture, and it will get you the URL that you can use and share with your colleagues or whatever. In most of the cases, users are not, or in most of the cases, users are aware that it is the public service, meaning that the URL they're getting, it is a publicly available URL. It does not protect it. It doesn't require you to enter any user and password. Anyone can get it. In most of the cases, users understand that. Like in this sample, someone just print screened their history. Let's quickly check this one. Yeah, and this one is more like interesting. In that particular case, someone just print screened their system configuration. Thanks God there is no interesting information or like private information, except for that we know that the username is Abdullah someone. So the way how those services, imagery services or image storage services works, they are asking you a picture, they are storing that a picture, even though they're telling they're not processing that. The other one is imageur.com. They all works the same. They're providing you the URL, which they telling you that it is random, but on a big volume, what essentially it means, they have digits and the lowercase combined. So amount of combination, it's about 2 billion combinations. So you can be sure that no one will find your personal information fast, but they will. So they will find that personal information. And I'm not a part of this print screen or any other. I'm not a developer there. I'm not an owner. But believe me, if they have the same process in place, they will be instantly understanding what's going on your picture. And let me show you what exactly I can get from that picture. Not me as a person, but a machine, so the model, so the AI can what AI can understand from this. Let me show you first from the user point of view, right? Same Jupyter notebook, same Jupyter, different notebook. I'm just storing all information in my private project on Firebase. That information includes, I will show you like a physically a storage all guts, but let me just show you what I can do with that. Once again, I'm not an employee on any of those publicly available services. They can do it better, but with a simple project in place or with a simple scripts in place, anyone can do that. You should understand this. So let's quickly search for passwords in the database we have. So if we're like, I was too lazy to implement functions and all the code which will be which will use more advanced techniques for searching it. So the word password, it in those images, it was recognized. That's somewhere in those images. Let's open that one. Nothing interesting. Yeah, I can filter that basically on many other criterias like please exclude old games. But here we are. Here we have add a sample. So there's an account name. This is definitely a private information because we have a phone number, we have a names, nicknames, email addresses, and then yeah, a lot of the other birthday and Skype. Yeah, Patrick, I will ping you, so you will be featured on the video. I don't know, it was you doing that or it was some developer from one of the software did that. So let's talk about that a little bit later. But here is a great example of some private information exposed. So once again, I just opened that link anyone, if you will do that right now from your browser, you will get the same result. If you will just open an APL 8YC, you will see the same. Let's open another one. Yeah, as you can see, someone just typed here password, so we have a title here. So as you can imagine, by clicking through uh, some of the images, you can easily find if someone entered their password or someone get it. That's interesting. Someone get it from the other person, or in that case, someone is actually storing in an Excel file, secured in some storage, but smart enough to make a screenshot. So it's like I don't know what they're doing. So what do we have here? We have some build and yeah, we have email address and password from yeah. It's just we just have to find out what is the software. So guys, I'm not encouraging you to use that right away. Um, don't do that. This is illegal. But once again, it is publicly available URL. Let's do something else. We all know where we're going with this, right? Let's just run it. Let's just run it. So, guys, I'm. Should I open it? Because I can bet that some of you will be just. If it is CVV, it's actually. I can bet that some of them is credit card number. I actually posted already on my Twitter definitely one of the URL or the picture. So if you would go to my Twitter, you will see that. But I'm not going to open this. Yeah, for the sake of the security, of course. Even though the users are smart enough to picture their card, but let's not go that far. Let's try something else. Let's try something else. Let's try Gmail and read the user's emails. Why not? Okay. Here's another example of not actually the user email, but we have a name, we have email address and some address. Gluten free for you, Hotmail. Yeah, guys, that was a long time ago, basically, because of the screenshot how it looks like. Yeah, this is definitely the Russian-speaking guy. Пикабушникам привет. So, and that, yeah, it's something. Okay, let's do something else. Let's try, for instance, Excel. I like to read some reports. Let's read some reports. Oh god, that will be a long clicking. But let's click here. Here's another example, guys. I want to talk with you about something which is really, really, really dangerous. So there are right now a bunch of marketing software, marketing services, and they have. I will put some examples for you guys. By the way, quick disclosure: I contacted them a couple of times. I've sent them directly on Twitter. I contacted them on LinkedIn, saying like, guys, you have big, big trouble. Please fix this. And they didn't even respond. So I think I have a right to share with the whole world that they screwed up. So basically, this is one of an example of the software. This is not the this is not actually the software. I guess this is their client. So if you're in Surify Me, and you probably know which services you used, so they are doing that kind of screenshots all the time. All the time. They're like, and as you can see, there is a lot of the private information, the email, telephone number, the date of birth. So everything what we are seeing here, even an address, it should be protected, should be stored securely, not on private, no, sorry, not on public server. Let's go and try another one. Yeah, here's another report. This is an Excel, and thanks God that it's Excel always in the titles spells Excel, so we can see what they have here. Nothing fancy, nothing interesting. Paid search, broad, blah blah blah. What exactly I'm saving and what ML use as a raw source of understanding the trends or sentiment or any other information on the pictures you guys posted, right? So let's start with the basic. It is a text, right? So every single image hashed, meaning identified based on its content with some ID. ID it's a basic hash on the file, right? So like on the blob which is stored. So meaning that if someone will post the same image twice, it won't be processed twice, right? So this is a hash of those images. So let's pick any, like this one, for instance, and it turns out it has no text, right? So let's quickly click through the other one, and this is something definitely not on English. It's some Minecraft stuff. Okay. Um, this one is on Russian or Ukrainian. Yeah. So basically, what I can tell you, this is some official document. This is the National Agency. So this is how I'm storing a text, right? So there is a bunch of the texts, and I already show you algorithm how you can quickly find information there. But there is another interesting, more interesting from the analytical point of view information. It is about what it is on image exactly, right? So before even analyzing something, I would like to uh, divide or split that to the streams. For instance, I'm not very interested in analyzing a screenshot from the games or something like that. So as you can see, with some level of confidence, I can tell that that particular with that particular ID image, it is a website. Computer program, screenshot of computer program and the web page. So let's find this 0073. Yeah, that was a screenshot of some software, and basically on based on text, I can tell that is the Facebook. Yeah, it's wargaming um, screenshot. Yeah, yeah, I can tell that was definitely something useful. Okay. Before I end up this video, will be about the interesting thing. So, first of all, guys, never, ever, ever post something which is private information to any public service. Not even the SaaS. I will think 3 or 4 like times, even to post my uh, private information to even well trusted services. So it will be really needed like a bank. Believe me, banks use a third party. So to the banks in most of the cases, or at least the big players on the market, you can trust. Uh, not with your money, but at least with your private information. And let's talk about this part. So I've showed you here, like today, just a glimpse of the features that AI and ML can do. So they can recognize what you can have on a picture. We can understand what is there, not only from the text perspective. We can understand that you made a selfie. We can understand that it is about you made a photo of the car, you made a screenshot, and what I can tell is that my software can detect the private data. It can tell, okay, that particular picture contains private data. It can find the patterns. It can learn on the sequence of the images and tell, okay, this is something I found a pattern. So here's some interesting observation. There is a matching pattern throughout the timeline or something like that. That could be interesting to observe, and then we can analyze it further. And the sentiment, meaning that I can understand if you're made a like you made a a screenshot, or you've made a screenshot of the post, or you've made a picture of something, and that it's something is about uh, I don't know, good or bad. I can understand it. It's the sentiment of it. So I can then, based on all of this, it's just, by the way, it's a part of the imagery machine learning outcomes. And based on that, based on the trends, we can understand where this like behavior of the users. I will stop talking right now until to tell you one interesting thing. If you are the user and you are a business owner, please check with your services where they're storing information. Please read their privacy statement. If you're a lawyer, you can quickly contact me and I can explain how that whole thing was can be easily exposed. And if you're specifically GDPR um, compliant lawyer or interested in GDPR topics, contact me. I can feed you in with some great examples. And if you are the business owner of that stuff, who does store who stores information in public services, yeah, guys, you screwed. That will be a hard time for you guys. Someone did mistake on your side when they're decided to use those services, and someone other did mistake when they're start to use the services for private information storage. So yeah, guys, you should do your job better. Thank you all. Bye bye.